other words, he'd proved that bluffing is a necessary part of life. On the face of it, poker is a perfect game for a mathematician, right? It's the probability you get a certain hand, the probability your opponent gets a different one. But von Neumann realized that there's more to it than that. As he said, real life consists of bluffing, of little tactics of deception, of asking myself, what does the other man suppose I'm going to do? And he wanted to study that kind of feedback between what you think and what they think, and they think you think. When von Neumann looked at what happened when you got the lowest kind of cards, he found that it doesn't make sense to stick with your bet, because if you turn over the cards, you're probably going to lose. Instead, you should up the stakes. So in other words, you should bluff. And actually, up to this point, gamblers had often, poker players had often bluffed in games, but it was always seen as a quirk of human psychology, a kind of innate trickery that humans came up with. But here was von Neumann showing that it was a mathematical necessity. In other words, he'd proved that bluffing is a necessary part of life.